In a small village surrounded by green fields and tall mountains, there lived a man, Liam. He was a hardworking individual, but he had always struggled with mornings. His alarm clock was more of a suggestion than a command, and the snooze button was his best friend. Every night, he swore he'd wake up early and start his day right, but by the time he actually rolled out of bed, it was already too late for anything but a rushed shower and a sprint to work. His mornings were chaotic, his days unproductive, and his nights filled with guilt over yet another wasted opportunity. One particularly rough morning, Liam groggily stumbled into the office 20 minutes late for an important meeting. His boss, Mr. Carter, didn't say a word at first, just shook his head in disappointment. When the meeting ended, he called Liam into his office. "Liam, you're talented, but talent means nothing without discipline," Mr. Carter said, his eyes serious. "If you can't even wake up on time, how can I trust you with bigger responsibilities?" That stung. It wasn't just about work anymore. It was about proving to himself that he had control over his own life. His lateness wasn't just an inconvenience. It was a reflection of the way he lived, always behind, always scrambling, never quite in charge of his own time. Determined to change, Liam dove into research. He watched videos, read self-help books, and tried every trick in the book, setting multiple alarms, placing his phone across the room, drinking water before bed, even telling himself he'd get a reward if he got up on time. Nothing worked. No matter what, when the alarm rang, the temptation to snooze was always stronger than his willpower. Then one weekend, he ran into an old friend, Ava, at a cafe. She used to be just like him, constantly late, always rushing, but now she radiated energy and confidence. She had become a morning person, someone who woke up at 5 a.m., exercised, read, and got more done before breakfast than most people did in a day. Liam stared at her in disbelief. "What's your secret?" he asked, leaning forward. Ava smiled. "I changed my mindset. Instead of forcing myself to wake up early, I gave myself a reason to be excited about mornings." She explained that she had designed a morning routine filled with things she genuinely enjoyed. A playlist of her favorite songs, a warm cup of coffee from her favorite cafe, and a peaceful walk in the park before work. Instead of seeing mornings as a chore, she had turned them into something to look forward to. Liam thought about it all night. Maybe that was the missing piece. That night, instead of dreading the morning, he planned something to look forward to. A sunrise run followed by breakfast at a new cafe he had wanted to try for months. He set just one alarm and told himself there was no backup. The next morning, the alarm rang, and for the first time in years, he didn't hit snooze. He got up, groggy but determined. As he stepped outside, the cool morning air filled his lungs, and the sight of the sunrise painted the sky in gold and pink. The streets were quiet, and for once, the world felt calm. He ran through the empty park, feeling his heart pump with energy. Then he sat in the cafe, sipping his coffee, feeling victorious. That one morning changed everything. Day by day, it got easier. The more he looked forward to his mornings, the less he needed an alarm to wake up. Instead of dragging himself out of bed, he was waking up with purpose. He added new things to his routine: meditation, journaling, reading a few pages of a book before work. He began to feel like he was in control of his life, no longer playing catch-up. Weeks passed, then months. At work, Mr. Carter started to notice the change. "Liam, I don't know what you did, but it's working. Keep it up," he said one morning, nodding approvingly. Liam just smiled. He had finally cracked the code. Waking up early wasn't about sheer discipline alone. It was about purpose. Once he found his reason to wake up, mornings stopped being a struggle and became something he actually wanted to wake up for. And from that moment on, he was never late again. Moral of the story: waking up early isn't just about discipline. It's about finding a purpose that excites you. When you give yourself something to look forward to, mornings become a gift rather than a chore. Change your mindset and you can change your life.